Hi, my name is Jay. I'm the creator of English with Jay and the Essential English course. And you're listening to episode 3 of my weekly Essential English podcast. Last week, I told you I don't like going to the gym. Well, this week I can't go even if I want to. None of the gyms in Sofia are open anymore. Because of the coronavirus, our government closed all gyms, malls, movie theaters, and so on. The idea was simple, that this would make it harder for people to pass the virus to one another. Not being able to go to the gym or the mall isn't the only problem, of course. The worst part is that people have to stay at home. As of today, we are not even allowed to go to the park. This is something new for everybody, and I'm a little worried how people will take it. Let's say it. Bulgarians are not used to staying at home. We are a social nation and we like to spend time outside with our friends and our colleagues. Maybe not as much as Greeks or Italians, but we are still much more open and social as a country than Germany or Belgium, for example. So I wonder how people will react to this isolation. I think we might hear locals singing from their balconies pretty soon, as Italians do. The other problem is that spending all day at home with your family can be pretty challenging. It must be crazy to have 2 small children, full of energy, for example, and have to keep them locked at home. Not to mention waiting in line to buy milk and bread. Even the thought makes me nervous. I don't remember it very well, but my parents have often told me stories about how they waited in line at the supermarket to get basic groceries during the socialist period. I imagine the coronavirus situation feels strangely familiar to them, and not in a good way. I myself probably spend more time at home than most people. But even I don't like being forced to stay at home. Right now, I'd love to go for a walk in the park and to get some ice cream. There's an amazing new gelato place right next to the South Park, at the beginning of Vitusha Boulevard. Their apple pie gelato is probably one of the best ice creams I've tried. But I can't go and buy some. And I realize why. This situation is very difficult and completely new for everyone. We have to stay careful and responsible. If we don't, people may die. Staying at home is a small price to pay for saving lives, especially the lives of our parents and grandparents. But instead of thinking about the virus all day, I decided that I can be smarter and use that period productively. That I could finally start working on the things that I never find time for. Like learning to play the guitar better. And making music in general. I actually started playing the guitar when I was 18, but I never took it seriously. If I had worked hard on my playing over those 16 years, maybe I would be as good as Eric Clapton now. Who knows? Last year, I finally found a good guitar teacher and I started practicing. I even bought my first electric guitar, a beautiful dark green Yamaha, which sounds incredible. I just need to learn how to play better now, and this quarantine is my chance. Another thing I will do while I stay at home is to start speaking or writing in English about my original ideas as a writer. I love reading books about habits and creativity and psychology. And I've read so many books that I've developed interesting ideas of my own. I think I can even write a book in English one day, but first I have to start polishing these ideas. they are still too rough and too basic to put in a real book. But if I spend a few hours every week working on them, in a few months they will surely start looking like real articles. In any case, I think we need to use the time we're at home. This may be a gift from God. We finally have time for ourselves, our plans, and our dreams. Not only we have time, but we are forced to stay at home and think about them. Let's use this gift. Now is the time to learn English, for example. You may never find yourself with so much time on your hands. Use this podcast to practice your listening skills, and don't forget to listen to each episode a few times. If you need help to understand, you will find the transcription of the English text and the translation in Bulgarian on the link in the description. Okay, enough for today. I hope you enjoyed this episode of the Essential English Podcast. I'm Jay Milanov. Stay at home and until next week.